Welcome back, students, in the series of online classes. As you know that I was discussing the chapter lines and angles. So, continuing from the previous lecture, now today I am going to discuss parallel lines and a transversal, and the angle formed between the parallel line with the transversal. Students, as all of you are know that two lines which do not intersect each other anywhere and having their perpendicular distance always constant is known as parallel lines. And transversal is a line which intersects the parallel lines is known as transversal. Suppose in this figure two lines L and M are parallel lines. It means that when we produce this line in both directions, in right side or left side, they will not meet each other or they will not intersect each other up to infinity, and the perpendicular distance between the lines L and M is always remains same. That's why line L and line M are called parallel line. And there is another line you can see in this figure, that is the line T. This line T intersects line L at point P and line M at point Q. Since this line T intersecting the parallel lines L and M at P and Q, so this line is called transversal. It means transversal is that line which intersects the parallel lines in distinct points, that is P and Q. When a transversal intersects two parallel lines at two different points, then in all together 8 angles has been formed. Angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In all together 8 angles has been formed. Come to the second type of angle, that is alternate angle. What is alternate angle? Let's see in the figure first which are the alternate angle. Angle 1 and angle 7 are alternate angle. Angle 2 and angle 8 are alternate angle. Since these four angles or two pairs of the angles are out of the parallel line, they are not lying inside the parallel line, they are exterior of the parallel line, 1 and 2 and 7 and 8 as well. So these two pair of angles are said to be exterior alternate angle, or you may call it simply alternate angle. Which one? 1 and 7, 2 and 8. They are called exterior alternate angle or simply alternate angle. They are called exterior alternate angle because they lies in the exterior of the parallel line. They are not interior of the parallel line. And thereafter, the property of these these angles are one more thing to keep in your mind, that these angles lie on the both side of the transversal. Suppose angle 1 and 7 are alternate angle. Angle 1 is on the left side of the transversal, but angle 7 is on the right side of the transversal. So in alternate angle, you will always find that one angle is on the another side of the transversal and another angle is on the other side of the transversal. Similarly, 2 and 8 is also alternate angle. So 2 is on the right side of the transversal and 8 is on the left side of the transversal. Now come to the another pair of alternate angle, like 4 and 6 is also an alternate angle, and 3 and 5 is also an alternate angle. But since these two pairs of the alternate angles are lying in the interior of the parallel line, that's why they are called interior angle alternate angle. They are called interior alternate angle. That is 4 and 6, 3 and 5 are interior alternate angle. They also lying the opposite side of the transversal. 4 is on the left side of the transversal, 6 is on the right side of the transversal, 3 is on the right side of the transversal, and 5 is on the left hand side of the transversal. And one more thing, children, alternate angles are also equal. They are also equal. So here alternate angle is 1 7, angle 2 8, angle 4 6, angle 3 5, and they are also equal. Now there is one more type of angle on the basis of the parallel line, that is of interior angles on the same side of transversal, or you may call it co-interior angles. Either you call it interior angle of the same side of the transversal, or you may simply call it co-interior angles. So in this figure you can see that angle 4 and 5 are on the same side of the transversal and lying in the interior of the parallel line. So they are called co-interior angle or interior angle of same side of the transversal. Which one? 4 and 5. The condition is that the angles must lie in the interior of the parallel line. Similarly, 3 and 6 is also interior angle of the same side on the transversal, and or you may simply call it co-interior angle. And one thing you remember, that the sum of the co-interior angle is always 180 degree. So here the co-interior angles are angle 4 and angle 5, and angle 3 and angle 6. And the co-interior angles are co-interior angles are always supplementary. Supplementary. It means the sum of the co-interior angle is always 180 degree. Supplementary means having the measurement of 180 degree. Now we can see the pair of angles formed due to parallel line and transversal and the relation between them. So mainly three types of pair of angles is formed here. One is corresponding angle, second is alternate angle, and third is co-interior angle. So let's see one by one. First of all, we will see the corresponding angles. What is corresponding angles? Children, in this figure, you can see that angle 1 and angle 5, angle 2 and angle 6, angle 4 and angle 8, angle 3 and angle 7. These are the pair of corresponding angles. So, corresponding angles are angle 1, angle 5, angle 2, angle 6, angle 4, angle 8, angle 3, angle 7, and they are always equal. Corresponding angles are always equal to each other. This thing also you keep remembered, that corresponding angles are always equal. Now let's see how corresponding angles found. 1, 5. You can see in these two angles are lying on the same side of transversal. Angle 1 is on left side of the transversal, as well as angle 5 is also on the left side of the transversal. Number 1 condition. Second condition is that each angle are either above the parallel line or below the parallel line. Let's see, in this case, angle 1 is above the parallel line and angle 5 is also above the parallel line. Similarly, when we take, since 4 and 8 is also alternate angle, so in this case 4 is below the parallel line and 8 is also below the parallel line, but they are also the same side of the transversal, that is on the left side. So this is the property by which you can recognize the corresponding angle. Which of the angle is corresponding? This is the method. So this is the corresponding angle, and corresponding angles are always equal. It means that if one angle is known, then the measurement of the another pair of corresponding angle will also be the same. Now students, on the basis of the property of parallel lines and the transversal and the pair of angles formed due to the parallel line and transversal, which I have discussed now, on that property, now we are going to take some questions and see how such type of questions is to solve. So our first question is, in the given figure, find the values of x and y and then show that AB is parallel to CD. Here is the figure is given and your figure is this. Two lines AB and CD, but they are not given that it is parallel. You have to show that AB is parallel to CD. And the measurement of few angles, as you can see in the figure, are given. The measurement of this angle is of 50 degree and this angle is of x, and the measurement of this angle is of 130 degree and this angle is y. So the question is that first you have to find the value of x and y. It means that you need to find the measurement of x and measurement of y. And thereafter you have to think that whether AB is parallel to CD or not. So our first attempt is to find the value of x and y by using the different property which I have explained in earlier class. On the basis of angles and their property, you can apply any suitable property to find the value of x. Now see students, listen. We may conclude that this angle 50 and x are linear pair. We may conclude or not, because this is a straight line and this line falls on this line. So these two angles are of linear pair. And as you know that, children, that the sum of linear pair is always 180 degree. How it is been solved? Now see in the figure, and this angle y will be equal to 130 degree. The reason is why? Because it is a vertically opposite angle. Because two lines are intersecting at this point and these two pair of angles are formed vertically opposite to each other. That's why these two angles will be equal and this is known as vertically opposite angle. So here in the solution of this question, we can have y equals to 130 degree. The reason is vertically opposite angle. In short, we write it V dash O dash A, that is vertically opposite angle, which is always equal. So now we got the value of y. Now we have to find the value of x. Now children, as I told that x plus 50 degree will be equal to 180 degree. The reason is what? The reason is linear pair. I told you that you always put region within the bracket wherever you apply any property, then you must give the region of that property. So we have applied here x plus 50 degree equals to 180 degree due to linear property, linear pair of angles. And from solving it, we can have now x equals to 180 minus 50, that is equal to 130 degree. So what we got? Now we got that angle x is equal to angle y equals to 130 degree because the measurement of both angles are same. So x equals to y, and this becomes equal. This proves equal. X proves equal to y, and as you can see that if x is equal to y, that it seems that they are alternate angles, and they will be alternate angle only when AB will become parallel to CD. It means that x and y are equal. It means their alternate angles are equal here. And the alternate angles will become equal only if the line AB is parallel to line CD. So from this property, here we conclude that AB parallel to CD, and hence your solution is complete. Now students, let's see the question number 2. In the given figure, AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF, and angle Y is to Z equals to 3:7. So now you have to find X. Listen students, what is given in the figure. First you see the figure and then you conclude. It is given that AB is parallel to CD. It means this AB line is parallel to CD line, and CD is also given parallel to EF. CD is parallel to EF. It means that line CD is parallel to AB as well as line EF. It means all three lines are parallel, because if a line is parallel to two other lines, then two other lines will also be parallel. Hence we conclude that these three lines, AB parallel to CD parallel to EF, these three lines become parallel to each other. Now in this question, the ratio of angle Y and angle Z is given, that is 3:7. The ratio of these angles are given, not the measurement. And now you have to find the angle X. Is it clear? The ratio of the angles Y and Z is given, and now you are supposed to find the angle X. To solve it, first we assume another angle. Suppose there is some angle is being formed, and let us label them as angle 1 by ourselves. This is your angle 1. Now children, CD is parallel to EF. So this angle 1 will be equal to angle Z due to the property of corresponding angle. So angle 1 is equal to angle Z. Now let's see how it can be solved. And one more thing, 1 and Y are making the linear pair of angles. It means 1 and Y, the sum of the angle 1 and Y will be 180 degrees due to the property of linear pair. Now let's see how it can be solved. Since the children, the ratio of the angle Y and Z were given 3:7. So let angle Y be 3A and angle Z be 7A, because we know that when two angles are given in the ratio form, then we can assume them as the multiple of that ratio. That is, we assumed angle Y equals to 3A and angle Z equals to 7A. Now, since angle Z is equals to angle 1 due to corresponding angle, so angle 1 measurement will be also 7A, because Z is 7A. And now angle 1 is equal to angle X also. Let's see in the figure. This angle 1 is equal to angle X because of alternate angle. So when angle 1 is 7A, it means that angle X is also 7A. So 1 equals to 1 equals to X equals to 7A due to alternate angle. Now children, as you can see in the figure, that X and Y are co-interior angles. That is angle on the same side of the transversal. So this two angle is always supplementary. That is, now we have X plus Y equals to 180 degree. The reason is what? Due to co-interior angle. And now we got the measurement of angle X, that is 7A, and Y was 3A. So put the value of X and Y. So we have 7A plus 3A equals to 180 degree. On further solving, we have 10A equals to 180 degree. So A equals to 180 degree by 10. That is 18 degree. Now we got the value of A as 18 degree. Now we were supposed to find the value of X, and we have X equals to 7A. So 7 into 18 degree, that is 126 degree, is the required value of angle A.